Hi guys, welcome back to Robbie D's Kitchen. I'm Robin and today I'll be showing you guys how I make my corn and rice. So let's get into the video. Here's an overview of all the ingredients you will need. And as always, all of the ingredients and measurements will be down below, so check it out. First, I'm going to start off by putting some oil, about a tablespoon, in my pot that's on medium heat. And I'll be adding my diced onions to that as well as my celery. And I'm just going to let them saute. I'm also going to add some thyme in there. You will notice that I will be adding my seasoning bits at a time. I would recommend that you season your rice that way. That way you don't over season and you're able to taste it as you go. So I added thyme, some garlic powder, and salt. And I always use sea salt, just so you know. I'm just giving that a good mix. Now I'm just adding in my minced garlic. I add that in last just because I don't want it to burn and give the rice a bitter flavor, because onions take a little bit longer to cook. So I added that and the celery first. Just mixing everything around to make sure it's all cooking evenly. So after my garlic has been cooking for a minute or two, I added some tomato paste. And I'm also going to be adding in my fresh tomato. Now I did use a good amount because that's what I had on hand. I didn't want it to go bad. But you can use less fresh tomato if you want to, or none at all, your preference. Now I'm also going to add my corn in there. I did strain most of the water out just because I like to control the water I put in my rice. I'm adding more seasoning, that's onion powder. Then I'm going to add some more garlic powder and salt and thyme. I like to add more seasoning when I add my veggies just because they absorb a lot of the seasoning. Now I'm just going to be adding some browning in there. This is optional, it's mostly for color. I'm just going to let the veggies cook down a bit before I add in my liquid. And the liquid of choice that I'm using is broth. You can use water if you want, but I just wanted to use broth instead. Now I'm going to be adding my broth. I used vegetable broth, but you can use whatever you want. And at this point, I would recommend that you taste your pot to make sure it tastes how you want it to taste and it's not too salty or anything like that. And I would recommend that you kind of make this the point where you add your seasoning if you're not comfortable seasoning your rice. And now I just add my rice. You can wash your rice off before adding it into your pot. You want the water to run pretty much clean before you add your rice to your pot. So now I'm just gonna let that come to a boil before I cover it and let it simmer for 15 minutes. At this point, my rice has come to a boil, so I like to cover it with foil and place the cover on top and turn the heat down to low and just let it simmer for 15 minutes. When it's done, it looks like this. If you use a whole can of corn, you would have the corn kind of settle at the top, but you want your rice nice and fluffy. This rice would make a great side to any Thanksgiving dinner. It's so good and delicious. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and definitely share. And until next time, bye!